The lax enforcement of immigration laws in Sri Lanka has led to a concerning trend of foreign nationals, particularly from Russia and Israel, engaging in unauthorized business activities across the island nation, the Daily Mirror has learned. Sri Lanka's tourism authorities have recently announced plans to extend visa-free entry to nationals from 40 additional countries, aiming to boost the country's foreign exchange revenue from the tourism sector to $5 billion in the coming years. However, this push for increased tourism has brought with it a host of challenges, including the proliferation of illegal business operations run by foreign visitors. Russian nationals have been particularly active in establishing unauthorized enterprises in popular tourist destinations across Sri Lanka. In coastal areas such as Mirissa and Weligama, Russian-owned guest houses, cafes, and tour operators have sprung up, often operating without proper licenses or adherence to local regulations. These businesses cater primarily to Russian tourists, with signage and menus often displayed exclusively in the Russian language. One local hotelier in Mirissa, speaking on condition of anonymity, expressed frustration at the situation. We've seen a significant increase in Russian-run businesses over the past few years. They undercut local operators and don't contribute to the formal economy. It's unfair competition, and the authorities seem to turn a blind eye. The issue extends beyond the hospitality sector, with reports of Russian nationals working as unlicensed tour guides, taxi drivers, and even engaging in property development without proper authorization. This has led to growing resentment among local communities, who feel their livelihoods are being threatened by these illegal operations. Similarly, Israeli nationals have established a strong presence in certain areas of Sri Lanka, particularly in the eastern coastal town of Urugam Bay, renowned for its surfing spots. Israeli-run businesses have become increasingly visible, with Hebrew-language signboards dotting the landscape and catering exclusively to Israeli tourists. A recent video circulating on social media highlighted the extent of Israeli involvement in unlawful activities in Urugam Bay, sparking heated debate among locals and tourists alike. The footage showed Israeli-owned guest houses, restaurants, and surf schools operating openly, despite clear violations of Sri Lankan labor and business laws. The presence of a Chabad house, a Jewish community center, in Urugam Bay further underscores the growing Israeli influence in the area. While cultural exchange is generally welcomed, concerns have been raised about the impact on local businesses and the potential for economic exploitation. A local surf instructor in Urugam Bay shared his perspective. "We've always welcomed tourists from all over the world. But in recent years, it feels like we're losing control of our own beach. Israeli businesses are taking over, and it's becoming harder for local operators to compete." The issue of foreign nationals engaging in unauthorized business activities is not limited to these two nationalities. Reports suggest that individuals from various countries, including India and several European nations, have also been found operating businesses without proper documentation or work permits. This trend has raised serious questions about the effectiveness of Sri Lanka's immigration enforcement and the government's ability to regulate foreign business activities within its borders. The Immigrants and Emigrants Act, which governs the entry and exit of foreign nationals and their activities within Sri Lanka, appears to be poorly enforced, allowing for widespread violations. Critics argue that the government's eagerness to boost tourism numbers has led to a relaxation of controls, potentially at the expense of local businesses and workers. The planned extension of visa-free entry to additional countries has further fueled concerns that the problem may worsen in the coming years. A senior official from the Ministry of Tourism, speaking on condition of anonymity, acknowledged the challenges faced by the authorities. "We are aware of the issues surrounding foreign-run businesses in tourist areas. It's a complex problem that requires a balanced approach. We want to encourage tourism and investment, but not at the cost of our local economy and laws." The official added that interministerial discussions were underway to address the issue, including potential amendments to existing legislation and increased enforcement measures. However, concrete action plans and timelines remain unclear. Local business associations and community leaders have called for stricter enforcement of existing laws and regulations. They argue that while foreign investment and tourism are crucial for Sri Lanka's economic development, it should not come at the expense of local livelihoods and the rule of law. Some have proposed the implementation of a more rigorous vetting process for foreign nationals seeking to establish businesses in Sri Lanka, as well as regular inspections to ensure compliance with local laws and regulations. Others have suggested the creation of designated zones for foreign-run businesses to limit their impact on local economies. As the debate continues, the question remains: when will the Sri Lankan government take decisive action to address the issue of unauthorized foreign-run businesses? The balance between promoting tourism and protecting local interests is a delicate one, and finding a solution that satisfies all stakeholders will be a significant challenge for policymakers. The situation highlights the need for a comprehensive review of Sri Lanka's tourism and immigration policies. While the country undoubtedly benefits from the influx of foreign visitors and their spending, the unchecked proliferation of illegal businesses threatens to undermine the very fabric of local communities in popular tourist destinations. As Sri Lanka continues to recover from recent economic challenges and seeks to position itself as a premier tourist destination, addressing these concerns will be crucial. The government must find a way to harness the benefits of international tourism, while ensuring that it does not come at the expense of local businesses and the rule of law. The coming months will be critical in determining whether Sri Lanka can strike this balance and create a sustainable model for tourism development that benefits both foreign visitors and local communities alike. Until then, the sight of Russian and Israeli-run businesses operating in legal gray areas is likely to remain a contentious issue in Sri Lanka's picturesque coastal towns and popular tourist spots.